interesting, but the Zoe is equally as interesting. Possibly a target here into the mid lane for Andran. Maybe that FPX is gonna be gifting away something like a Xayah here for KBG in exchange for something like a Vladimir.
Lucian removed. I'm liking this from KBG. It is one of the signals that Jace might be placed into the mid lane instead of the jungle.
FPX, what's their next move? They know that this is gonna be a Jace in the mid lane. Do they still opt for the Vladimir? They remove the Xayah here. And will just give KBG an option. Xayah gets pushed through. And just as how we anticipated, looks like KBG will be comfortable with the exchanges so far.
Now, the thing is, KBG wants to double down. When it comes to the early game, Lee Sin is still available for them to pick up. Sai goes into the bottom lane. You have Jace that's capable enough to fight into the mid lane, especially with the likes of Vladimir. Pushes them back into the early game possibilities that Jace has against the specific champion.
But what will be the ADC? Do they opt in for the Ezreal? Like that's gonna be the case, going for a more safe laning phase. Also for team fighting, True Shot Barrage can be useful, especially when paired up with the Call of the Forge God, and also can just chip down the HP bar speed of KBG. But looks like we're gonna be seeing a switcheroo. A bit of an outplay here in terms of the drafting. This Jace doesn't go to the mid lane, it goes to the jungle instead, and they pick up this Kassadin for Annan.
And that is the flexibility that we're talking about. They banned away the Lucian and hope or think, you know what, FPX could pick something else. They force the hands of FPX to go into the Vladimir, and then they go for Kassadin as a soft counter for the specific champion. And now it is just an outright mental outplay against FPX for game
Absolutely. 61% rating approval here on the KBG side, more than FPX. And we see it really coming into play here for KeepBest Gaming. A massive outplay with the similarities of counter champions on both the Kassadin and the Jace. And FPX thought it's gonna be the former, but it was the latter instead. Kassadin gets picked up here by KBG, and they will have more late game insurance. 3 scaling champions though by KBG. Maybe FPX can make something happen in the early game. Deny the Fiora from ever scaling up. Slow down the scaling of Andran in the mid lane. Maybe allow Kong to actually be the one dictating in the Dragon lane.
Absolutely. But the thing is as well, we have to remember the KBG has the Jays in their pockets as well to be able to utilize into the early game. A lot of expectations as well when it comes to these early gaming phase, the laning phase, the mid game as well to be expected. And this is the reason of importance of having quite a balanced draft tier composition and with the capabilities of early game power spikes and mid game, late game power spikes.
As he was gonna be getting this win, would it be FPX or KeepBest Gaming? Again, both of these teams are titans in Season 2 of Wild Rift Esports. FPX going on a great win streak so far with 3 wins in their name. KBG losing just recently to Trace Esports, but still quite positive on the scoreline.
Yeah. One of the expectations that we can set here for the early that KBG, a level 3 coming in from their own jungler, will visit the mid lane or the bottom. That is one of the expectations. Kha'Zix at this point in time could visit a level 1 to level 3, or well, level 3, but one of the expectations is that level 5 will be the spike wherein the jungler coming from FPX that will come visit. So it's a little bit more patience here coming in from FPX this time around in game 1.
They can also utilize Kha'Zix into the mid lane, right? Pressure out Andran since Kha'Zix deals physical damage. Sky will have a bit of trouble poking him out since Kassadin kind of overwhelms almost any mage in the mid lane matchup. FPX needs to be very creative. Top lane as well. KG will be able to dictate some of the flow here against Dawn 128, though you can never discount Dawn since he has so far an unscathed record with this kind of matchup. Especially that he's just spamming jacks all over the place here for FPX.
Now, ability of visit on top side, but will not go for that. And this is the power of Dawn 128, right? Even despite having a Fiora as the opposing side, he just finds the way to just hold on up against the opposing team, up against the opposing mid laner, despite using the likes of a Jack in their composition.
The Jax later on will take some time though. All 3 champions here of FPX, the Jack, the Vladimir, Ezreal, It will be a long game for sure. KBG also possesses so much late game scaling, though the Ton will punish this overextension.
Guy has to force out the flash to be able to retreat. One of the expectations is the early rotations coming for the Ton or the jungler for KBG into the mid lane, and that was what happened there.
Sky needs to be a lot more careful. He got too far forward a while ago. Will use his ult, but bot lane.
Now Yu goes in for the Shield of the Ron. Tons
Not.
onto 2, and Xiao Ma will be able to go out to retreat.
Props to Yu. That could have been first blood already in the bottom lane. Almost even a double kill had he
Single
not
7.
cancelled out.
Smite onto Andra 9 will be able to deal so much damage.
So much threat from FPX onto KBG. This team, again, is the most aggressive team in the Season 2 history. And you can never discount them out. Even actually, considering or adding up Season number 1, they're the most aggressive team. They're not stopping now.
Yeah, 100%. Looking at the aggression of FPX, of keeping up the pace, even the likes of the early game champion of KBG's jungler, it is still FPX who is even level playing field up against KBG at this point in time. 3 minutes 30 seconds already. A minute after, we could expect rotations, resets coming through with the dual laners coming into the mid lane. But for now, Chao goes in for the knockup. Yu will be able to dodge it out. Single 7 though will be able to get that steal on to the Brisk Cutler.
Shama is just going to be walking away, clearing out the wave as well. KBG will not like go toe-to-toe just yet here for FPX. They know their power spikes. They know that it's not the time for them to actually engage onto FPX. They're just going to be patiently waiting at the first objective, possibly give the first dragon here to FPX to allow the taunt to get this Rift Herald and maybe push mid lane and then work their way from there.
Yeah. Now, to the side of FPX, see what they will do. Goes in for the reset for now. You could actually cancel it out. Good call coming from Pong to just go in for the Mystic Shot instead, but coming into the mid lane, Sky. A lot of damage coming from Andra 9, but the transfusions also hurts quite a bit. Now the Justice Punch, going for the double taunt here, along with the Shield of Durant, has to force out the flash along with Arcane Shift. Chao's down very low, but good Summoner Spell burn coming from KBG.
Especially after that CC chain that Yu and Shama has made to force Kong to just disengage and even flash out. It's just absolutely glorious here for KBG. They win the laning phase, they win the Pry as well, and they will try to set up more vision here in this bot side river. I think the Ton has more interest in the scaling part, and this is actually a good sign for KBG. It's all because of their win in the bot side a while ago.
Yes. So much capabilities coming into this early game. FPX utilizing the Rift Herald. We need to put them at an advantage here in the early game. Needed that gold injection. You use rotation coming at top side is really relevant as well. Pushes us back the possibility that Single 7 places the Rift Herald into the Baron lane. Now Rift Herald spawn into the mid lane though. Really push down Andra 9.
They will be able to at least get this tower. It needs more help though. And since Andra 9 was able to defend his tower the entire laning phase, FPX will not be successful in getting this first turret.
A lot of golden plates going into Kazakhs and the Vladimir, but really sufficient enough to get the tower first blood. KBG just can buy a lot of time to reach their power spike with the likes of the Kassadin and also Saya that needs a lot of ample time to be able to reach their spike. Sky coming around, the phase thrust is in their favor. Justice push connects onto the wall, and now he has to utilize the flash.
Yeah, Chao will not be able to second proc that Call of the Force God, but it's not anymore needed. They were able to display KBG already in that mid lane, but Don won't wait. Being ganked here by the Don. Just pressing him. Oh my god! 9! Woo, close.
It was so close. That caster minion always was able to bring him down, but able to go back to safety. But tower first was secured by FPX into the mid lane. It's really good.
FX finally was able to unlock that. A while ago it was kind of difficult, very risky as well. But through some help with Shingdo 7, of course, they are able to finally crack down that tier 1. Next up, possibly, is going to be bot lane, since the HP of this tower is kind of low. KBG will not go down without a fight for sure. They are still very consistent in defending, stalling out this game. That is the key to the victory here of KBG. And wait for Andran to just get this power spike and completely steal it.
Yeah, another thing about looking into that perspective of prioritizing the bot lane turret for any of these two teams is that Ice Drake will come out first. The Ton! Putting out a lot of damage onto Chow. Single 7 follows up as they jump in through. And now the Ton is dead. Under 9 follows up. So much isolated targets coming from KBG, but the trade is there. 2 for 1 secured in favor for FPX.
And they got 2,000 gold lead as well. Let's try to still engage. Quite risky.
Justice Punch along with a Shield of the Run. Tons onto Razorel. Has to force out the flash, but Xiaoma also has flash to follow through. And now that will be the trade that they're looking for.
They had no reason to actually stay there in the bottom lane. Chao was already quite low, down to 25% of his health remaining before that small skirmish even happened. KBG just basically punished them for it. Started already with the Thon, forcing the flash of Chao. They got a good counter play and even got the kill onto Andra 9 because again, it's not yet the time for the Kassadin to actually pop off. But Xiaoma did secure at least, or Andra 9 secured the kill onto the Kha'Zix. But Xiaoma secured an outplay there. The FPX
goes in for the smite. Single 7 is really low, but the Tom will not go for the overextension here, considering there are 2 members coming from FPX still in the bottom lane.
KBG still equally as deadly. And again, they're just sleeping right now. They're just being very, very patient.
Under 9.
Not at the time.
Going for the rotations in the top side. Riftwalk comes through. Silence is there. Dawn 128 is in danger. Along with Ignite to take him down a bit, but the counter-strike disrupts the engage of KBG in top lane.
KBG though starting to be more and more aggressive as they pick their items up. Bot lane might be the next tier since Dawn is here. Chao needs to be a lot more careful. Doesn't have flash anymore to disengage at all and can be blocked by the members here of KBG, especially with the amount of crowd control that they have. So good choice to just walk away. Just focus on clearing out the wave. Sky and Shingdo 7 though leading in terms of gold here from FPX. And this is actually a good sign coming from them. Massive kill potential from both of them.
Definitely a good sign because this is one of their dependencies. Sky into the early game, or well, into the late game rather, will be such a crucial champion for the side of FPX. Chao goes in for the knockup onto Yu. Just a sponge connects onto Ezreal. But now, cause the Forge God has to be used to delay the engage for KBG. But Sky follows up. Transfusion is there. Tides of blood onto the Ton. Utilization of the flash over the wall will be able to bring him back to safety for FPX.
And FPX was already able to secure that second dragon for themselves. So that's a major macro decision. And impact as well. Anran.
Single 7. Onto the right quadrant jungle for KBG. Has the information. Has to retreat. Will not push through.
And FPX got away with a free objective. That was very risky as well. So far, the trend has been Kong getting cut out a lot of times with the engages here of Yu. And he has to be more careful in the next upcoming fights.
Now, the third takedown brings the advanced side of FPX, now leading in a 1k gold up against KBG.
What's going to be next here for FPX? Do they stall out? Do they let Sky farm out for a while? Do they look for more picks here to KBG? Because again, KBG is going to be happy any time of any more delays happening in this game because they have so much late game scaling. So Sky as well is going to be so deadly later on, especially to the back line. They need to be very careful in their approach here. They need to find ways to slow down this scaling of the Kassadin.
Yeah, FPX macro in this game number 1 is outright phenomenal. They're just able to take turrets out of turrets. They're getting objectives from the bottom of the hands of KBG unexpectedly. And now the counter engage is there. Chao has to use the Gargoyle Enchant to buy time and extra sustainability. 2-man knockup. But there's just no members for FPX to push through for that team fight.
They'll never commit onto a fight. Not without Shingdo 7 and not without Sky FL. They're the ones who have the most damage that they can deal on FPX's side. And Keep Us Gaming, they're fully aware of that as well. As long as there's no Vladimir, as long as there's no Kha'Zix, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be safe here. Kong doesn't deal any damage just yet. And even with the influence of of Dawn 128. Again, since both of them still does take so much time to scale up.
That was unfortunate. But
yeah, it's weird.
At the moment, FPX has complete control over map advantage against KBG. Still no turrets for the side of KBG at the moment. The Baron is already up. Infernal Drake coming out in a few. And it is FPX who has a tier 1 turret across every single lane this game.
Still 2,000 gold lead. Still 3 turrets up against KeepUs Gaming. They're not looking to have that change just yet. KeepUs Gaming looking for avenues and where they can actually force fights. One of the ways they were able to get some slight wins here against FPX is through that picks onto Kong. If Yu can find ways to prevent him being able to escape, maybe to land a multi-man knock-up or maybe multi-man CC chain onto the members of FPX, that can pave a way for Shama to just be online alongside with Andra 9. Just helping out in terms of the damage. It's 30 minutes in. We're almost at our last elemental break.
And once again, we're seeing the prowess of macro plays from FPX. They're pushing every single lane, top side, bottom lane with Jax as well, and also the mid lane from FPX. Considering that the Baron is also alive, and Infernal Drake is also coming up pretty soon. Map control, map advantage, and how you manage the waves are quite significant coming at this stage of the game.
You cannot make any slight mistake, not even a single mistake against FPX and KeepUs Gaming. Both of them can land a solid punch onto each other, a knockout punch that will just make them be the one to determine who will win here in this game number 1. Hullbreaker has been picked up here by KG just for the split pushing and to match Chengdao 7 as well on his own Hullbreaker.
I will not be a full-on engage except if a mistake happens. It's just Yu going to push back FPX's possibility. But Kai, really dangerous position here. The silence is there. Under 9 though, getting ignited, and the transfusion hurts so much. Xiaoma is getting pinned down. Calls the Forge God, knocks him up. The flash coming from Dawn 128 is perfect, but counter strike is denied to follow up. Now Chao goes for the knock as well. True shot barrage within inches of distance onto Xiaoma will not connect, but no more HP left for Saya. For KBG denies them of that possibility for that steal, and now looking at the backside, Sangun Pull coming for Sky FL just buys a lot of time from KBG. There's no reason to fight here for KBG.
Just because they put Xiaoma in a low HP threshold, FPX was able to get 2 dragon stacks in their name, and now starting the Baron. This is going to be very risky though. KBG is running towards this. They have no vision so far in the other side of the river.
Good use of the flash. They got it. They got the steal. It's KBG who's the thief in this game. KBG secures 2 more kills on top.
You had the first objective already. You had the dragon, but you can never disrespect KBG because they will slap you in the face with that major mistake. And that steal by the Ton, top notch. Now they're in the driver's seat. Look into this replay again. Just the Ton, picture perfect timing, shock blast into the flash, into the smite, and he gets that. And everyone got punished. Everyone that stayed got killed.
And KBG is now looking in for the finish. Has been looking in for the push as well. Kong uses up the flash as well. Crucial barrage onto Xiaoma. Good utilization with the Featherstorm to go back away. And now 1 inhibitor down. Into the top side. Yu already stuck. Knocked up. This is a 3-man pinned out. And Yu has just no way to escape. Cancels the hero's entrance. And KBG loses their support.
But it's okay. FPX lost the Baron, lost a tower in the top lane, and lost a lot of gold potential in this game. Now KBG is the one actually having a bit of a gold lead rising up towards their name. KBG as well having split push potential just because of that Baron to add up on his Hullbreaker. It's just causing so much problems here on the side of FPX. But still, so many avenues in which FPX can still resolve this problem. And that's through the Elder Dragon take. They cannot allow the Ton anymore to get in those steals.
Yeah. Now it's a good defense play coming from FPX. Burns out the Baron buff already into this matchup. Thing is, The lane priority is in favor of KBG already on one side or two sides in the map. Two inhibitor turrets are already gone, and FPX has played really safe from here on forward before the Elder Drake occurs and the Baron comes up.
KBG can just play for time. Dawn? Almost. Good thing he had the shield. It's gonna be fine. KBG can just play for time. There's only one lane that is being pushed here by FPX. Top side is very vulnerable. They have to send someone out. It's gotta be Sky.
FPX has to hold on. KBG already has 2.2k gold lead at this point in time and 17 minutes into the matchup. If Elder Drake comes up, this will be another clash. A catalyst for any of these two teams to success.
KBG has priority over this. They have established vision already in some parts of this jungle of Xingdao 7. And again, just because of that inhibitor tower takedown in the top lane and bottom lane as well, KBG is the one that can play for time here and can have just the wave crash down in the top lane. Dawn128 is in the base waiting for the teleport play.
I like what KBG is doing. They're forcing out the Elder Drake already because look at the position of Andrew9 to go in for the silence as well. Xiao has to use up capabilities to go in for the retreat, so that is one engage. Duel already moved. KG is now on the chase. Sky FL
Flash away,
hoping to get that kill. Riposte is there as well to deny the possibility for Sky to take him down, but Hero's Entrance already used up the one big ultimate. Already move. Andrew9 into the front of KBG. Now Yu goes in with Shield of Durant along with the Justice Punch. Xiao is gone.
Xingdao 7. One member down here on FPX side. KBG can just play for time once again. They turn.
Sky, with utilization of the Sanguine Pull, will be able to
retreat.
The
damage.
Tatan already down to his last bar of HP. Has to reset. Dawn128 use up the flash.
That is bad. What happened there? Oh man, that could have been keen towards the back line, but now since that spell has been removed, someone has to back away towards the base as well as Dawn128. And KBG gets them by the hand once again, pressuring them to commit onto this Elder Dragon, playing for time. They know that Dawn128 is in the top lane, and FPX is losing options here, losing their chance.
Going to the backside, Cinco is seen! And Andrew9, an immediate Rift Walk coming there through it all, and goes in for the silence as well. And now Sky, Sanguine Pull on to Andrew9, but the utilization of Yu is Sky who is gone. It's Ezreal who is erased, and KBG has the numbers lead.
Xiaoma as well with the Blade Caller outplay towards Sky to take him down. And now KBG will just get this Elder Dragon for free. It has been 2.5. They had this Elder Dragon dance for 2 minutes. But again, playing for time, it is a luxury for KBG. And they get this objective. Might just go with a double objective here. With a Baron as well spawning up. Xingdao 7 just trying to establish vision over the top side river. But again, just because of this Elder Dragon, there's such a high kill potential there of KBG.
And the thing is, 18 seconds before Vladimir and Ezreal comes back up. The jungler is still alive. Xingdao 7 just waiting on their Trebrush. And I think KBG still has that huge respect onto the likes of Xingdao 7 because one steal onto the Baron to change the tides of the game.
But one chance is only here on FPX's side. KG finds Xingdao.
Nice edge. Already removed from Xingdao 7. Baron is just getting melted, and that will be KBG who secures it.
Man, Infinity, this has been such a tight game between these two strong titans of a team. The first 20+ minute game as well here by KeepS Gaming. That is all worth it so far. They get double objectives, get the Baron and the Elder Dragon, and they're running for mid.
And KBG is looking to end it all. Call of the Forge God already used. Knight's Edge onto 2 will be utilized. Guy going in for the Sanguine Pull as well to come back into the base. But this is a 4v5. Xiaoma is really low. Here's Entrance to go into the CC. Zones away the enemy team. Pull looks into the backside. Xiaoma is gone. As Sky brings him down, but the Nexus is gone in the process. It's KBG who strikes first in the series.
KG focused on the Nexus for gold and focused now. Game